friends, thanks for joining us on THV 11 Plus. I know this is also going up on YouTube and Facebook, so I want to give this a second to hit people's algorithms before we hop in. This is just another check-in of what's happening across the state. Once we concluded the Saturday morning newscast at 8 o'clock, we had CBS Saturday mornings happening on THV 11, and we had to do some live cut-ins in between those commercial breaks. So if you were watching THV 11, you probably saw some of those cut-ins. We wanted to get through that, the conclusion of that at 10, to bring you another update as the severe threat is actually starting to wind down. We have some great news with that. I know behind me you see the tornado warning banner that is not in Arkansas, that is actually in Tennessee. If we could take Max 1 full so y'all can see the image, the newest tornado warning is actually just north of Memphis this morning, so that is more of a concern for them. You see the main line we've been following is now south and east of the I-30, I-40 axis that splits halfway through the state. So the severe threat for areas behind that line is really starting to wind down. Of course, as we've been talking about, the heavy rain will continue. We're going to zoom in a little bit closer to the centralmost part of the state so you can see exactly where that line is. So Ouachita County through Dallas County, Lincoln, Jefferson County, Arkansas County, still some places we're keeping an eye on. And then, of course, we're getting a little bit further south, Cleveland, Bradley, Drew, and Deshae County. Still got to get through the next couple hours for that front to actually move through your neighborhood. But again, locations behind where that line is are starting to see that severe threat wind down. We'll continue to have opportunity, though, for a severe thunderstorm warning south and east of that line until at least 2 o'clock. That's what time frame our severe thunderstorm watch goes through. We've been having some counties shaved off of this watch, even though it's not reflected quite yet in the map. I'm hoping this will update for us before we conclude, because I do want to make this a short stream. But in the meantime, I'll list off to you the counties that have been removed from this watch early, just because again that line is moving through. So let's start from northeast and move southwest through central Arkansas. Independence County up towards Batesville, you are clear from this watch, and this map shall update in a second for you to be able to see that. Moving downstream, White County has been taken out of the watch, Pulaski County out of the watch, Saline County out of the watch. I think they shaved off. They have not shaved off Hot Spring County just yet, but Randolph County, Jackson County, and I think Lawrence County is the only other county. So north central, some of northeast Arkansas, between Batesville, Searcy into Little Rock, and then again Saline County are going to be removed from this. I need this map to update here in a second so I can show you all, but I just wanted to come and give you that good news that the severe threat is winding down in the state, in the southeastern part of the state, where there is still potential. It's not as heavy of a tornado threat as we were tracking with this morning when we had the tornado watch, but this severe thunderstorm watch, sometimes you can get a spin up tornado in that watch. The tornado warning that's happening in Tennessee, that is included in the severe thunderstorm watch. So we are hanging out through at least the middle part of the day to allow that line. I'm going to take us back to current radar to allow that line to push completely south and east through our coverage area. If you are just now joining us, like I said, I know this stream is hitting THV 11 Plus, YouTube, and Facebook. We're just bringing an update that the severe threat in central Arkansas is continuing to wind down. There is a tornado warning off to our east in West Tennessee. That's why you see the tornado warning banner. But when we zoom in, that is not a concern for us here in the state. We do still have that flash flood warning in effect for some of West Central Arkansas for the next 25 minutes. That was set to expire at 10 a.m. If you've been following us this morning, we've had a lot of heavy rain get dumped over central Arkansas. We saw a lot of people in the city of Hot Spring in Garland County see some heavy rain. We've seen cars stalled out on RDOT cameras. There's been a lot of accidents on the road here in Little Rock because as that line moves through your neighborhood, it's dumping some heavy rain and it's bringing some noisy storms with it as well. Like I mentioned, we've had some counties get shaved off of the severe thunderstorm watch early. I listed them out, but I'm trying to give our maps a second to catch up and get updated so I can give you that visual. But again, just wanted to come here to give y'all another check-in. morning. I know people have been concerned this morning. We've also had a few people ask about some of southeastern Arkansas. So this is just an update of what we're expecting. Let me check this map again to see if it has updated to account for the counties that have been taken off of the severe thunderstorm watch. Yes, okay, now this reflects who is still under the watch. So we continue our severe thunderstorm watch through 2 p.m. for Arkansas, Bradley, Calhoun, Clark, Cleveland, Dallas, DeShay, Drew, Grant, Hot Spring, Jefferson, Lincoln, Monroe, Ouachita, and Prairie counties. I would not be surprised if sooner than later, at least Clark County and Hot Spring County are shaved off, but then areas closer to Drew County, DeShay County, Bradley, and Calhoun, I think it will take a little bit longer. Again, let's take us back to current radar because Jefferson County, Lincoln County, I think you are starting to be impacted by that line with Grant County and Jefferson County. And into Lincoln County here within the next 30 minutes are starting to be impacted by that line. So again, here is that line. You're getting a little bit of lightning, probably getting some wind, but we don't have any active warnings other than the flash flood warning right now, which is good for us. We had that one tornado warning in Nevada County earlier this morning around 5 a.m. There was a confirmed tornado on the ground near Louisville, Arkansas. If I'm not mistaken, that was the city that Willisville, Arkansas, and Nevada County was where we had a confirmed tornado this morning. Thankfully, we have not had any other tornado warnings in the state since the warning we had this morning in Nevada County. And again, locations behind where this main line is, continuing to see some light to moderate rainfall, but not much of a severe threat. And then we got our neighbors up in Northwest Arkansas who are already seeing clearing skies. We will walk through what the HER model is projecting through the rest of the day. I will tell you this morning though that HER model, both of our high resolution short-term models have been a little bit slow with the projection of how this front moves through the state, or this line moves through the state. This line has actually been moving a little bit quicker than initially anticipated, which is good for us. That means the severe threat will wrap up quicker, but definitely have that moving through a little bit faster. And we're watching out now for this southeastern portion of the state as we still feel the impacts of those storms. I'm checking to make sure we don't have any questions from anybody, because again, that was why I wanted to hop on to say yes, things are winding down, but I'm still here keeping an eye on southeastern Arkansas just to be safe. We will always would rather be safe than sorry. It's just me hanging out right now, at least until either A, our watch expires, or B, it gets canceled a little early. And as you just saw a second ago, we are starting to see counties get pulled back from that. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so we can look at how much rain we have received this morning, because I checked in with some folks on THV 11 Plus at 4 a.m. Then we had to go into tornado warning coverage mode around 5 a.m. That preempted the first half hour of our Saturday morning news. So we've picked up on quite a bit of rain over the past at least 6 hours. Definitely have seen some areas of rain a little bit before 4 a.m. But we're just going to look over the past 6 hours what we have seen across the state. Oh my gosh, those are a lot of colors. These are radar indicated totals. So I'm going to add our query tool to pick up on some things. Let's start over here where we actually have that active flash flood warning. So portions of Pike County into Clark County, we are seeing 3.2 inches, if y'all can make that out based off of the colors. 3.2 inches of rain estimated over the past 6 hours. This is right at that border between Pike County and Clark County. Let's move a little bit farther north into some of west central Arkansas, because we had a flash flood warning up here earlier. This is closer towards Logan County, 3.7 inches. Closer towards Saline County, getting into the Little Rock Metro, 1.6 over the past. Again, this is since about 4 a.m. Looking in north central Arkansas, Van Buren County, we've got radar estimates of just shy of 1.5. A little bit farther north, if we look at Stone County, we've got a little bit over 2.5. So we've picked up on some good rainfall again since before sunrise and through the start of the morning. I'll drop another pin here along I-40 into Prairie County. Some rainfall estimates with more of that orange. So 2 inches. We've picked up on quite a bit of rainfall. I want to actually compare this radar estimate of rainfall so far with our METAR rainfall data. So give me a second to pull that up for y'all. METAR just gives us a different perspective. The radar, like I said, this is what radar has estimated or indicated. METAR picks up on the actual observation sites and what we are seeing at particular locations across the state. So I want to pull that map up. This is what we've picked up since midnight. So seeing in the capital city, we've picked up a little bit over 1.25 inches. Hot Springs just shy of 2.5 inches. That does seem pretty accurate. Mount Ida over 1.5 inches picked up since midnight. Clinton just shy of 3/4 inch. Batesville just shy of 1 inch of rain. Harrison has received over 2 inches of rain. So definitely a lot of rain to report. Southeastern Arkansas, southern Arkansas, where you don't have any rainfall on this map right now, well, your time is coming. We've got that line that we've been tracking moving into that part of the state. I'm going to bring back our radar for you to see that. It's taking a second to load. But this is where we stand right now. We're going to continue to see some moderate and heavy rain across portions of the state, but definitely southeastern Arkansas has the opportunity to pick up on some heavy rain as this line closes in. I posted an image of this to social media some hours ago this morning, but another cool tool we can use on radar sometimes, this gives you an estimate of how much rainfall is falling per hour, the rainfall rate tool. So I have this paused right now. This is an estimate over the last hour, just like we did with rainfall estimates over the past 6 hours. We're going to do a query to show you what radar is estimating how much rain is falling per hour. So in Jefferson County, just to the northeast of Pine Bluff, this little swath of pink here, radar is projecting a little over 2 3/4 inches of rain falling in an hour. That's that heavy rainfall. And looking down now towards Dallas County, we've got similar rainfall rates, about 1.5 inches per hour of rain is falling between Clarendon and Stuttgart, between that Arkansas County, Monroe County border. 2 inches of rain per hour falling. So as that line is closing into southeastern Arkansas, you do have an opportunity to pick up on some heavy rain. We still have that flooding concern for today as well. If we look at our excessive rainfall outlook across the state, we do still have that slight risk in effect of heavy rainfall leading to flooding across southeastern portions of the state. And this is just, again, following the areas that have not seen that line move through yet. As that line moves through and brings some heavy rain, there could be an opportunity to pick up on some minor flooding in areas, as we saw again a couple of hours ago as that line was moving through Garland County. A lot of cars in Hot Springs were stalled out. Portions of that Hot Springs bypass area was reduced to 1 lane because of how bad traffic got piled up. Like I mentioned earlier, we've also had several accidents around Little Rock where some lanes of the interstate had been reduced to 1 lane to accommodate for clearing with those accidents. So the southeastern part of the state, you're not necessarily in the clear yet. You have a couple more hours as that line moves through to pick up on some heavy rain, possibly even some gusty winds, a strong to severe storm. The threat is winding down now. Let's look specifically by severe weather and severe weather impacts. Again, what we are tracking for the rest of today. Again, if you're just now joining us, this is a check-in to bring you the good news that we're not quite done yet with the weather, but the severe threat really is winding down. We had that slight risk today for a good chunk of the state, which this map has not been updated since this morning. I think it is even safe to shave off some of central Arkansas with that, because the severe threat was really winding down as things started moving south and east. As far as the specific impacts, again, The threat for a tornado is very low today, but it's not zero. That's why I'm still hanging out through the duration of our severe thunderstorm watch, because we do continue that severe thunderstorm watch through some of southern and southeastern Arkansas through 2 p.m. I started out saying we've had some counties shaved off of this watch, which is great news, but we're still keeping an eye on the areas under the watch, because over in Tennessee, in the Memphis area, they have the severe thunderstorm watch, but there was just a tornado warning over there. So I'm staying here to hang out in case there is a spin up tornado. I'll come back not just on THV 11 plus, but on THV 11 as well with that update. But I wanted to come here, like I said, at 10 o'clock to bring y'all the good news that yes, there will still be rain throughout the day, but as far as being concerned about a tornado, that is really starting to wind down, especially if you live in the Little Rock Metro. Pulaski County is one of those counties that was lifted early from the severe thunderstorm watch, but Pine Bluff and Jefferson County, Arkadelphia and Clark County, Camden down in Washington County, Monticello down in Drew County, still some places that we're watching out for with the severe thunderstorm watch as this line continues pushing south and east. Let me take you back to radar one more time. I did not want to make this a long check-in. I just wanted to bring y'all again the good news. Answer any questions if you have them. We do have just a few questions, so let me look over those right quick while I give y'all this view of radar. Again, don't be concerned by the banner that says tornado warning. That warning is over in the Memphis area. Our friends over there are covering it. My classmate, Trevor Burchett, I don't know if you're working on this Saturday, but he's the chief over at WATN in Memphis. That is our sister station. I know they're keeping a watchful eye on things as it moves through their area as well. But for here in Arkansas, our threat is really starting to wind down for central, definitely northwest Arkansas. The threat winding down a little bit earlier, but again, zooming in as this main line extending from Ouachita County through Grant County, Jefferson County, over to Arkansas through Monroe County. We're watching this right now, and then it's going to keep pushing south and east through the next couple hours. The severe thunderstorm watch is in effect until 2. Honestly, my educated guess, my educated opinion is that it might be over for us as early as 1 o'clock, just because this line is moving a little bit faster than our forecast models were projecting. Obviously, we've been seeing them pulling counties off earlier, so within the next half hour to an hour, some more places might get shaved off of this. Once this fully moves through Jefferson County and Pine Bluff, things will be clearing up for you guys as far as the severe threat, but again, there will still be some opportunity for rain through the day. Before I send y'all off, we're going to walk through our HER model, our high resolution model, to give you a view of what the rest of the day will look like until we get to our evening newscast. Our next newscast will be at 6 p.m. So there is a little bit of a gap before we will see each other again, as long as there isn't any warning. If there's a warning, you'll see me again before then, but best case scenario, y'all won't have to see me again until 6. So here's what we're expecting through the rest of the day. Like I said, this model has been a little bit slower with the progression of this line, but it's still close. It's about a 30 minutes to an hour off. So this has the line still directly overhead the Little Rock Metro, but as we just saw a second ago, it's impacting more of Pine Bluff to Arkadelphia, Camden, even up to Stuttgart. Between now and noon, that does become more of a concern. It moves further southeast into that part of the state. Through 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock is when our watch expires. 3 o'clock, definitely seeing those storms moving more into Louisiana and Mississippi. 6 o'clock when we're checking in again, could still see activity on radar, likely just rain showers at this point. We'll have opportunity for rain showers across southern portions of the state overnight and into your Sunday morning. And then by Sunday afternoon, check this out, we've got the last of the rain out of here. Even got some breaks in the clouds, which is timely because tomorrow we get our first 7 p.m. sunset behind daylight saving time kicking in overnight into Sunday. So lots of things to look forward to. We got to get through the next couple hours and the last of this rain moving through, but we've got a nice we got a nice rest of the weekend ahead of us once we get the rain out of here. Sunday hopefully can make up for what we've seen today, but we do have more rain and possible severe weather on the way for your work week. So please make an effort to join us back at 6 o'clock. I will have another update with your forecast then. In the meantime, unless we have any more warnings, hopefully y'all won't have to see my face again. But again, if we do end up with a brief tornado warning, I will come back not just on THV 11 Plus, but on THV 11 to give more updates. But in the meantime, enjoy the rest of y'all's weekend. Anybody that has been up with us since early this morning that has been anxious, asking, when can I go back to sleep? Well, for most of us, we can go back to sleep. I'll bring up one more time that timeline for you. Areas south and east of this line you're about to see, yes, still need you weather aware for a couple of more hours, but everybody north and west of that line, if you've been up with me since 4 a.m., go ahead and take a nap and take one for me too, friend. I'll see y'all later this evening, and I hope y'all have a good one. See y'all soon.